Hello guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome to episode 13 of the One City Challenge in Civilization 5, playing as Venice and not doing particularly well. I mean, we are top for science and we're just about holding on, but it doesn't look like there is a victory in sight anywhere. We have 500 plus gold per turn coming in, which is nice, which means we can continue to bribe city-states, which is something we're certainly going to do. How are we getting on with Geneva? 86 influence to flip them over. That gives us 85. Let's go and do that and get Geneva on our side as well. So the big problem that we have with this game is we're actually up against Greece. Now, they're always quite stompy, and they're at the top of the scoreboard. And they manage this quite well because their national power makes them very, very adept at getting all of the city-states on their side. And in a single city challenge, you really need to have all of the city-states on your side because you're going to be relying on them for resources, you're going to be relying on them for culture, for food, for religion in some cases. So it's definitely worth having all of the city-states on your side. Plus, every city-state that's allied with me isn't allied with Alexander, which makes my life a little bit better. I'm way down at the bottom of the scoreboard here. But remember, score isn't everything, so we're not too worried about that. We've got ourselves another science, and a research agreement is completed. So we've automatically researched rifling, even though I didn't have it selected, so that's quite nice. Okay, so what do we have going on? The 4th Congress of Athens. I don't really want to ban gems. Let's see if we can get some standing army tax in, because I can afford to weather it out. I'm not necessarily sure that Alexander can afford to do that. Science. It's either military science or steam power. Ironclads could be useful for us. Not sure we need... Brandenburg Gate's already been built. We don't need the military academy. We don't need the cavalry. Let's go for the steam power at this point in time. It said we had an automatic faith purchase, but I'm not sure what it was. I really don't care, Greece. Greek coup in Hanoi failed. That's fantastic, because that means that Greece have just lost one of their spies. Of course, they don't take too long to repopulate. We've got a great engineer, which is really annoying, because we're only 2 turns away from completing the Eiffel Tower. So I will let that complete naturally, and maybe we can use the great engineer to rush something else for us. Or the other option, of course, is we go and build a manufactory somewhere. Now, we are running out of places to build manufacturers, and we don't have an awful lot of production around, but it might be something that we should consider doing. What actually happened? Plus 25% gold lost from unit maintenance. It did actually pass. And also, embargo gems has passed as well, but I'm not too bothered about that. International games. Everyone likes international games, although it does have a tourism increase. We could potentially still get that, though, because we've almost built everything that we need to build, and the things that we haven't we can buy, so that's not too bad. So the Shoshone voted for the standing army tax as well. Okay, that's not too bad. Greece attempted a coup in Hanoi but failed to overthrow the Venetian supporters. Fantastic, so that's going to hurt them. Vatican City, you have 113. We could probably get them on side. There we go. Spent all of our money, but that's another city-state that we have. Yeah, these guys have been moved off now because Halicarnassus has spread and we've lost the ability to get that. Let's see if we can get over to that one then. Unless somebody's built there that we don't know about. Right, let's just have a quick look at our production. What do we have that we could build? Well, Broadway is still a possibility, and we get a free musician. So I think what we'll do is we'll wait till the Eiffel Tower is completed, and then we will use our great engineer to pop Broadway. So you're going to hang tight for a turn or two. Hopefully we should get the Eiffel Tower at the end of this turn. Japan and Morocco are friends. Public declaration from Greece. They're guaranteeing the protecting of Hanoi. Best of luck with that. So we have spent all of our gold, but at least we do get it back quite quickly. Mongolia and the Shoshone. Yep, you're happy with our proposals. It's a good reputation boost going for things like the international games and the World Fair and stuff like that. People really do like those. I don't think any AI ever disagrees with a proposal for one of those things. So we're going to go ahead and connect up that aluminium shortly, simply because we don't have an awful lot better to do. We've completed the Eiffel Tower, gives us an instant 12 tourism, which is going to help massively. If we actually now have a look at the culture overview and look at the culture victory, that puts us on 16, which is no longer the worst. And in fact, we're not terribly far behind the leaders, which is the Shoshone, India and Japan. So if we get Broadway built, which we can do now by queuing up Broadway and popping our great engineer. So on the next turn we'll get Broadway. We will have a free musician, which means we can get an instant 2 tourism straight the way from that by creating a great piece of music. You guys get over here and you're going to go and connect up that aluminium for us. Still fighting this constantly losing war over Samarkand, but we know there's a Greek spy in there. Unfortunately, I lost the coup, which is very, very annoying because I think it is the first time I've ever actually lost a coup and actually got a spy killed because of it, so not terribly happy about that. But we've had worse problems in a game of Civilization 5 and still managed to come back from them. See, we've got a few Greek missionaries around. We'll have to put out another archaeologist at some point, because we do still have a great work slot that we haven't filled, and we can actually have the highest tourism if we manage to pull that one off. So there's Broadway finished. We get ourselves a free musician. Rifling is stolen. Well, that's understandable. We know that we're going to get tech stolen from us. We are going to go in and... we're actually going to go in and build the hotel first and instantly increase our... +1 production. Is it worth having the hydro plant? +1 production for every tile next to a river. Well, how many tiles do we have that's next to a river? 1. So it's not worth getting the hydro plant at all. We would like to get the hotel, because 50% of the culture from world wonders, natural wonders and improvements, landmarks, is added to the tourism output of the city. And the tourism from great works is increased by 50%. So I reckon if we get that, that'll make our tourism go up by no end, because we're currently only on a tourism of 16. You guys work on that aluminium. Great musician, you are going to go ahead and create a great work. That puts us on a tourism level of 18. Cargo ship, you were going to India, but I think you're actually going to go to... well, you could go to Halicarnassus. That would give us some science, but I don't want to feed money into Greece. So let's go ahead and go to Marrakesh and get as much money as possible from that deal. And let's go on to the next turn. I'm very interested to see how much... furs for spices. I don't really need the furs because I actually have enough money. Would you be willing, by any chance, to declare war on Greece? No. It's a shame that. I'd like some money from you, but you don't have any. So I'm going to say no for now, because somebody else may want the spices who I can sell them to. So somebody has adopted an ideology. Greece has adopted autocracy, which could just give me a massive chunk of unhappiness. Ah, now you want spices. However, Sweden doesn't really have anything I want, but they do have money, so how about you give me that? And he gives me the full 7 gold per turn as well. So when this turn is ended, we need to go and have a look and see how the ideologies are now going to affect... because Greece has decided to go for... was it autocracy? Yeah, autocracy. Brussels seeks a great admiral. I don't think we're going to get one of those anytime soon. Couple of turns until the hotel is finished, but I'm very, very interested to see what that's going to do here. Oh, wow, we've actually stumbled across some barbarians here. That is not good. But we have discovered steam power. Right, the first thing you guys are going to do is get out of the water, because it's stupid you being there. We can research another science. We should probably... right, we haven't taken freedom, so we can't go for the Statue of Liberty. Great War Infantry could be useful, but I think we do have some oil. So I think having war bombers could help us a lot. So let us go for flight. Another cargo ship who is going to go to... I think we'll just sort of start feeding into Helsinki at this point. So what I wanted to look at was the culture overview. And we can actually see that I now have dissidents. And that's because Greece is more influential with people than I am. However, I've got the happiness to tank it out. So I'm not too bothered about that at the moment. We do have some money in the bank. Is it worth purchasing a building? Is it worth purchasing... Well, we're building the hotel. Is it worth purchasing anything else? Probably not at this point. So let's use that money to go and bribe another city-state. Brussels is still massively out of our reach. Samarkand is quite out of our reach as well. But everyone else we've met, we're okay with. So I think what we're going to do is we are going to throw some money at Samarkand. Haven't got enough to flip them over this turn. But a couple more turns and we should be able to get them, hopefully. Well, I've actually managed to overtake India now in terms of score. Not that the score means much, as I've said before, but it makes me feel a little bit better to see that it is going up. Zoom out a little bit so we can see what's going on. So currently getting 18 tourism per turn. And that is mainly because we have the Eiffel Tower. But let's see what the hotel's completion will do for us. And then if we can eventually win the international games and get double tourism for the 20 turns or however much it is, that could really push us forwards in terms of tourism. So there we go. We've gone up from 18 to 25, which isn't brilliant, but at the same time, it actually now means we have higher tourism than anybody else. Now, if we look at influence by player and we have a look at Greece, Greece are falling against Morocco. They're exotic to most people, unknown to the Shoshone. If we look at ourselves, we're unknown to everybody, but at least now we do have a bit of culture. So we are going to start pulling it back, which is fine. Now, we do need to get things like the police station up and running. I still don't think we need the castle just yet. So let's get the Hermitage and these national wonders built, because they're quite quick to do. I've just seen some XP go from there, so I've got a feeling that somebody's just gone and dug that up. So we're going to struggle trying to find an antiquities site that hasn't been pillaged by somebody else already. But we'll do our best to find one. Oh, come back, come back. Have we got any in friendly city-state territory? Haven't seen any. None over here. See, the AI does like them and digs them up pretty quickly. There is this one over here between Colombo and Geneva that I could go and get. That might be worth tackling because it's quite close. So maybe that's the one we try and go for next. Doesn't seem like too bad of an idea. Yep, you guys are just going to keep moving forwards. And again, not a lot else we can do, so on to the next turn. After this turn, we'll have money to throw at Samarkand again, which is fantastic. Friends with the Shoshone, that's fine, because they're still at war with Greece. The last time I checked, I hadn't seen that they've made peace, so I assume that that situation hasn't changed yet. I feel a lot happier now I'm actually making some tourism, even though that it isn't a massive amount. Still feels good to be doing it. Hermitage completed in one turn. Barbarians do their thing. Okay, you guys carry on going over there. I think it's probably already going to be gone. Hermitage is finished. Should we go for the guilds or should we get the... I think we need to get the archaeologist up and running as quickly as possible. Cargo ships, carry on where you were going before. Sure, why not? Just looking where I can get science from, because at the moment getting science is probably slightly more important than getting the gold, but at the same time I also don't want to give gold to my main competitors such as Alexander. You want to give me money for open borders. I really don't want open borders with you. You have nothing that I want. I have nothing that you want. Don't really think we need that deal right now. So, the Swedish have completed Big Ben. That's fine. Not something that we were aiming for. So, not bothered about that. Lots of city-state stuff going on. It's going to be quite like that game where we actually played as Greece went for a diplomatic victory. By the end of the game, because we had all of the city-states, the turns were taking quite a bit of time to process. Should also have a check and see what we can build with faith. I haven't had a look in a while, so we can get engineers, prophets, missionaries and inquisitors. Might as well leave it on engineers for the time being, though, even though they are getting quite expensive. Oh no, it is still here. Fantastic. So we'll go down and work our way towards that. If our archaeologists can get there without being destroyed by barbarians, that'd be nice. We'll have to go and have a look and see how far away we are from getting another Venetian merchant. No, we don't need open borders with you. We'll also start having to using our spies as diplomats in other nations. Yeah, that would be fine. We'll have to start using our diplomats in other nations, or our spies as diplomats in other nations, and that will help us spread our tourism faster as well. So even though we may not be going for the tourism victory, we do definitely still, well, the culture victory, we do still definitely want to have some pressure on them for the ideologies. But like I said, we could quite easily soak the happiness. And I've still got happiness buildings that I haven't built yet either, so that's absolutely fine. Yep, you guys are going to sit on that and guard it with your lives. We may adopt a policy. Well, let us go for great scientists earned 25% faster. That can't be a bad thing. That will stack with our ideology as well. I know we would like to finish spending some points in the ideology, but at the same time, I do want to get rationalism finished, because +1 science from every trading post and 17% from universities is really nice. Not to mention being able to purchase great scientists with faith is also really nice as well, especially as those engineers are going to be getting more expensive. We've finished the archaeologist. Let's go ahead and finally get that police station built. This archaeologist is going to make his way over to... Right, it'd be 7 turns to get to there. And I'm guessing this one here... Oh, but also 7 turns. Let's see if we can get to that one, simply because if we can, this is one that the Greeks are more likely to take than that one that is up there. So that seems like a better deal. If we ever get a wonder or somewhere that has another artifact slot in, we'll probably nip up and try and get that other one if at all possible. And as we've already got a Gatling gun sat on that one to stop anyone else from nabbing it, it's probably the best one to leave in place. You want some coal, another research agreement? Yeah, we'll go for that. That's probably actually used up all of my coal, and yes, it has. Not that I'm really using coal, so that's not a problem, because the triplanes and war bombers use oil, so that's absolutely fine. Chateaus we don't have. Moys we don't have either. We've got another new unit from Hanoi. What have you sent us this time? Looks like you've sent us a Lancer, and you have. I'll probably instantly disband that one just for the gold and to reduce the maintenance costs. Okay, so let us take that. It can be promoted. Doesn't matter what it has, because I'm just instantly going to delete it. 46 gold in my back pocket. Of course, what I could do with some of these spare units is just gift them back to city-states. You only get 5 influence a time, but it does help. Still 118 to surpass Greece. We can do that, so let's go ahead and do it. Who else? Still just Brussels. Well, I don't have enough money to get past that 271, but not far off, and we do actually have a spy in Brussels rigging the election, so we'll see how well that is going to work. 0% chance of a coup. Well, that's what we expected, so we won't be bothering to try that. You guys just sit there and heal up. On to the next turn, please. Probably just time for 1 or 2 more turns before we end the video, so we'll get as much done as we can. Shoshone and Morocco are friends. So many trade routes. I can't move my mouse over a tile without it showing me, like, this is how many trade routes pass through this tile. Because obviously these tiles are the only way in and out to Venice. But that's how many different trade routes are going on. If I actually ever zoomed out and turned on the trade routes, and you can see the arrows going out here. You know, there's quite a lot of them, and they do spread out absolutely everywhere. Even if you actually look on the... yeah, quite a few trade routes going on there. Oh, this is... I'd never realised that these were here before. Ah, that's quite useful. Unit domain. City connections. Resources. Ah, quite clever. But we don't need the overlay, because we don't really use this anyway. So let's go back to the normal map and get rid of that. I see the Greeks are setting up more islands down here. I'm not particularly happy about this. I mean, I could go and take them out, but realistically, what is the point of doing it? Because all I will be able to do is raise them. Maybe something that I will consider, but certainly not right now. Friendly trade route has been plundered. Well, it's the first time we've lost a trade route in a while. It wasn't actually my trade route. It was one that was being set up between the Shoshone and myself. So the Shoshone have lost a trade route. Giovanni has been promoted from recruit to agent, so it looks like we can steal another technology from... Where was Giovanni in Greece? I thought we moved our spy out of Greece. Maybe we were just rigging the elections then. I'll have to wait until the turn's over to find out exactly why that was. Giovanni, where are you? What were you doing? Giovanni's actually on counterintelligence and killed a Swedish spy. So the Swedish are still trying to steal from us, but fine, if they want to keep feeding XP to our spies, that is fine. Not too bothered about the trade route. Finish the police station. Not an awful lot that we can build here that's useful. We should get the National Intelligence Agency, because that will give us an additional spy. And we'll get a 15% reduction in enemy spy effectiveness. So this will be really good for us. And again, that's another advantage of the single city challenge. You have to have a police station in all cities. And because we only have a single city, means we only have a single police station. And that means that it's really easy to get that National Intelligence Agency. And we'll probably be the only civilization that ends up having that, you know. So it's going to be useful for us, especially as we are having people trying to steal technology from us. Now we have got our other privateer out searching the seas, trying to discover some more city-states. Greece is now an ally of Vatican City, but not for very long though. 2 influence. There you go, 250 gold. You are mine again. What about anybody else? Just Brussels. Give a gift. Give a gift. We will get them. We will get Brussels. And any more that we find, we are going to do everything we can to make life really, really uncomfortable for the Greeks. On to the next turn. He's not going to be very happy about that. Don't get me wrong, I don't care, but he's not going to be very happy about it. 7 gold per turn for spices. I think that is more than acceptable. Still got all of our trade routes up, so happy about that. Making decent bank still, so happy about that. Sweden denounced India. Could still do with a little bit more tourism. Brussels election rigged. Hanoi election shenanigans. So increased our influence, so that's good. It's nice that we managed to do that. It probably puts Brussels a lot closer to us being able to flip. And we've rigged the Samarkand election as well. And another spy has been recruited because we've got the National Intelligence Agency. And we've got a great scientist. And we've finished flight. So what we're going to do is we're going to... Right, what are we going to queue up? What do we need to get next? What would be most useful to us? I guess electronics would be nice. Getting battleships would help us to a certain degree. because we do have oil, even though we never had iron. Crystal Redentor would be nice. And research labs, actually. We should definitely go plastics and get the research labs. So let's go for that. And then I think after we will go into electronics and try our best to get some battleships. So let's go ahead and queue that up. So I think what we're going to do, we are going to construct the... let's go for the Writers Guild, because we've got plenty of slots where we can put some great works of writing. So we know that we've rigged these elections here. And we've got a new spy. And we've got some promotions as well. So we're going to take our new spy. And where are we going to put our new spy? Where do we tend to keep losing out with people? Let's actually just check the demographics right now. We're still top for science. So let us actually put our... Let's put you into... Athens as a diplomat. That'll help us get religious pressure, and we'll still be able to keep our eye on Greece and see what they're doing safely. You guys just sit there until the archaeologists arrive. We are going to pop our great scientist because... is it necessarily worth building another academy? We don't really have an awful lot of tiles that we could use one on, so I think we're just going to pop and get that as quickly as we can. Let's go on to the next turn, and then that will be the final turn before we finish. So Pocatello and Alexander still very high up on the scoreboard. Another research agreement. So I think we are in with the possibility of being able to get the scientific victory. The big problem that we're going to have is not aluminium, because we have plenty of that. The big problem we're going to have is production. Being able to produce all of those spaceship parts quickly enough. So we'll have to be very, very crafty with what we do about that. But so far things are going pretty well. And we'll earn up some more money. I know one thing that I did forget to check was I did want to have a quick look and just see how we are getting on with the likes of Brussels now since rigging the election. Need 90 influence to surpass. Could we use our spies to coup in Brussels? 67% chance, very risky, not really willing to do that now. I could throw some more money at Brussels. We wouldn't be able to surpass the 90, so I'm not going to bother just yet. We have finished the Writers Guild. So let's go ahead and get the Musicians Guild up and running at this point. We might as well get all the guilds going. You guys have now gone and sorted out the aluminium, so it's probably a case of getting trading posts connected up. That way, when we manage to get the 3 forts, we will get an additional 1 science per turn from every trading post we have. They all add up, so they're definitely worth having. Cargo ship carry on going to Stockholm. And that is all we can do for this turn, and therefore this video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hope you are still enjoying the One City Challenge as Venice. And I'll see you next time. So until then, goodbye for now.